Plus team family that's here regularly. So I just thank you so much, as I always do. I'm grateful that you guys take time from your normal walks of life or whatever you're doing to join us on our Monday night call. And I think this week is especially important right now in our culture, our time, our history, our country, our world. It's especially important that we stay together. And I know that we have a call scheduled tonight for our team on the power and the value of asking good questions, and hopefully we can get to that. That program may be interrupted by what I have to say. We'll see. We'll just see how the timing goes. But we are the Mission Possible team, in case we need to be reminded. And it's great to come together every single week to remind ourselves of our mission of inspiring healthy living as we shine the light for health and hope. And just, we're ambassadors of this, of what we're doing. So I wanted to take a few minutes tonight and just address where we are right now. I can't solve the country's problems, but I can be in charge of myself and what I have to say and what I have to think. And I just encourage all of you to think that too. And I saw a post today on my niece's Facebook. She has one very small child, maybe 3 or 4. And she said, whoever coined the word social distancing, a 4-year-old doesn't understand that at all. And was in the librarian's face today, and she kept having to pull him away. And so social distancing is something that we're not accustomed to. It's a term that we're now hearing. I'm not know who came up with it, but it's a reality of our lives right now. But in a business and a community and a mission like ours, we're all about the relationship, and we're all about being with people. But right now we do want to be respectful of what we're being called to do. And so then another thing we're hearing, that so many people's lives are being disrupted at their normal routine, as far as their schools and their work and many things are being called to a halt and stay at home. Now, for some of us who've been working from home for years, that seems pretty normal. But for a lot of people, that's not so normal, working from home. So I want to just offer a few little thoughts about being at home and what we can do. But more than that, I want to talk about not getting in a panic. And I'm just so proud of this team. You all can make me cry. I'm so proud of you, because I've heard so many other teams fussing and complaining about not having conference and why are things happening this way and that way, but I've not heard one fuss from any of you all. And I never even heard one of you say you weren't going to conference until we knew we weren't going as a team. So I just want to acknowledge you, how proud I am of you, straight off the bat. So let's talk about healthy immune system. And I think any of you could speak to say to this, that a healthy immune system not only is about a good, healthy physical body, but it's a good, healthy mindset and mental attitude. And really, unhealthy mental attitude can break down that immune system faster than just about anything. So a mindset. And so while we're in the midst of disruption, and while we're having our routines and what we consider normal, and I've said for years, there's no normal. We don't have normal. There's the new normal and there's a different normal, but it's all more for me about routines. But in all of this change in livelihoods and regular routines, I think there's one thing that we don't need to forget, that we still have a sense of purpose. We still have our purpose of what we're doing. And we keep our mind on that. We keep our minds on, we don't want to lose our productivity. We don't want to lose being relative in our families, in our world. But most important, I think we don't want to lose our sense of humor and our gratitude mindset. And my dad today, I just have to share, he's made me laugh. He came in and he said, they're talking about all these older people, so they already have me dead. They already have me counted as dead. And I go like, well, you're not there, Dad. You're not there yet, Dad. So let's keep on trucking. So we keep our mindset of humor and certainly in gratitude. And I hope that when you're out and about in your world, at grocery stores, drugstores, wherever you have to go, you'll look people in the eye and express your gratitude for the people who are having to show up every single day, small businesses, so many things that we could really make a difference in some person's life by thanking them for being there, thanking them for doing their job. So I'll encourage you in that for sure. And again, the physical health is important right now, but our mental is just as important as anything. And I saw a quote from Darren Hardy today that said, what controls your attention, which would be your mind and your thinking, controls your life. What controls your attention controls your life. And so we want to put our thoughts and really, my thing is, how can we think on others? What can we do for others right now? There are elderly family members and friends in our spheres of influence that we could reach out to. What do they need? How could we help them? Calls, cards, anything. I just did see a post from Cammie earlier today too, of a family that did have the coronavirus and how they were treated and wasn't good. I'm thinking it's in Georgia is where I saw this post from, but there are many people who did reach out to support them and see what they could do to help. So there's a lot of things that we can do. So, but to think on others, and really we could all be the miracle that we're seeking in the world right now when we focus on others. So whatever that looks like in your life, in your daily life with people that you know, but to focus on others. And we have such an opportunity with prospects and the people that you all have been talking to, maybe canceled customers, people who maybe, I don't know, but there's so many things that we can be doing right now that I just want to encourage us all to focus on what we can do and be proactive versus reactive. And if you're not aware of all the online events, there's numerous online events that we can focus on right now. Tomorrow night is the normally scheduled product and business call that we are so blessed to have. And so you could be somebody's highlight of their day by inviting them to an online call. Last night we had 35 people on our Connection Sunday. And I'll give a shout out to Paula and Karen for co-hosting that and leading that in such a beautiful way, but a lot of guests on there. So we could be the highlight of somebody's day. So numerous opportunities for online events tomorrow night. Please, we don't know exactly when the live stream event will be from conference. I know that they're working on it. I was on a call today with some leaders and it is fluid, so to speak. They are, you know, who knows where we'll be in a month, if we'll be able to pull that in, but they are looking to create something pretty significant for us, so stay tuned. I really think that's going to turn out in our better interest anyways, down the road, that we can impact so many more people than we would have through the conference. So many ways that we can do it. So thank you guys for being who you are. I just encourage you in what we're doing right now to be able to shine the light and keep a good mindset. So, and I'll say one more thing. When if you're not used to being at home, it would be so easy to pick up the remote, you know, lose yourself in watching TV over and over and over and all the stupid things that they're saying. That I don't want to discount being informed. That's not what I'm saying, but there comes a point when you can't take any more information in. And so there's books, there's podcasts, there's videos. Maybe we didn't get around to some of the videos on the Freedom Revolution yet, and you want to go pick out a couple of favorite ones from those areas and shine that light and share that with other people. So enough of me. I just really appreciate who you are. And I think if we have time, I'm only 10 minutes into this, we'll just try to do a little bit of the power of good questions tonight, because really that could really frame us beautifully for where we are right now in reaching out to people. So Sally, I'm going to start with you in the power of good questions. And Sally, together, our team a few years ago read a book by Michael Oliver, How to Sell Network Marketing Without Fear, Anxiety, or Losing Your Friends. And we learned, I didn't care for the title, but I learned a lot from the book. So Sally, why don't you come in and share, and then we'll move to Cheryl and then Ann and Deanne. We can get this done tonight. So thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, well, great. Yes. In reviewing, I didn't even get to review all of it, but in reviewing some of the keys in this book, I feel like This is the book we all need to pick up again. And if you haven't read it, you need to get it because it is absolutely brilliant. And it so ties into Teamsy because it's all about relationship. So anyways, really, really good stuff. So I'll just go into, and I don't want to forget this, so I'll quick tell everybody. Our team just had a call. We are planning, and I will post the information about it, but we got this idea from another National Marketing Director team about utilizing the Debbie Walton webinar from the Healthy Living Revolution on the power of the plant. It's excellent, excellent. Using that for Zoom and online events that we can invite people to. So we've scheduled them, one for next Wednesday night, a week from tonight, and then one Thursday at noon. And I'm going to get that done right away in the morning. The promotional thing, I'll post it in our Voxer chat so that we can just inquire with people, ask questions, find out if they want to learn more about the power of the plant and how it can impact our health. So lots of great things we can be doing. So there are 4 basic principles of what he calls natural selling. And number 1 is helping other people solve their problems. So when you look at it, when you think about what is my job description, what is our purpose, really our purpose is to help other people solve their problem. And I always see this, if Juice Plus can't solve a person's problem, right? If they're not looking for a way to bridge the gap, if they're not concerned about their health, there's no problem to solve there for them at that moment, right? There's no reason for them to buy. There's certainly no reason for them to join our mission. It's all about it's all about the other person and asking within ourselves, how can I help? Coming from that point, really an act of service to let go of the outcome, and our business will increase as we focus on others. Principle number 2, listening. He said, this is so great. He says, this is how we normally listen. 45% of the time, we're figuring out what we're going to say next. Another 45% of the time, we're waiting for a gap in what they're saying so that we can say what we've thought about that we want to say next. Only 10% are we actually listening to that person. And so if we really listen, if we up that to 10%, even to 40%, that would be powerful, we'll start to hear, right? We'll start to hear as we inquire into their lives. We'll start to hear what their needs are, what their concerns are, and how we can then fill that need. So listening is a gift that we can give to people. So tell me more about that. How does that make you feel when that happens? So many things that we can help inquire. Number 3, how to ask the right questions at the right time. So I just want to read a couple things from here. So whenever you start off by telling people about you, your company, your products, especially early in your meeting with someone, you are more likely to cause the response of rejection and objections. It's the law of cause and effect working against you. He says it's crazy. When you use techniques that create the barriers of rejection and objections, you then have to learn more techniques to get over them. It just never made sense to me. So, and then one other point, he said, so when you were in this inquiry with someone and you're really listening to them and asking them to delve more in, so later in the conversation, after you have listened and you suggest that you might know of a solution that could take care of what they've expressed, do you think most people will be open to listening to you? Yes, they will. Something interesting happens during these types of conversations. People like you. You become their kind of person. Because for the first time in a long time, and we know this is so true, someone is genuinely interested in them and what they're looking for, and not attempting to ram a solution down their throats. They feel your intent, and it's called trust. And that's a very powerful place to.
Thanks, Sally. And for those, the book that Sally's referring to is, the title of the book again is How to Sell Network Marketing Without Fear, Anxiety, or Losing Your Friends by Michael Oliver. And it's like a little workbook for sure. And another book that we read as a team, I love it when we read books together as a team and we discuss them and we learn from them and you all share it. Another book that we did last year was from the book Exactly What to Say. It's a little book called Exactly What to Say. This is it right here. Many of you have it. We went through it. So we want to we've pulled out a few of the little chapters that really are about asking questions. And so Cheryl Chapetta is going to kick us off on chapter 1 and 2.
Thanks, Sharon. And thank you for asking me to do this because we did do it as a group. I read the book before we did it as a group. So this is my third time coming back at it. And I still am fascinated and just really enjoy the information in it. So some of the things he says, quite often the decision between a customer choosing you over someone like you depends on your ability to know exactly what to say, when to say it, and how to make it count. So this book really delivers insight into the power of words. Another author that did a review on this book said, this is a dictionary of business success language. Right from page 1, you're given the strategy to change the way you influence others. So I thought this was kind of funny. The worst time to think about the thing you're going to say is the moment you're saying it. So the book prepares you for a variety of conversations. In businesses in which people have identical products and resources, like our business, some people struggle to find customers and yet others can't stop finding success. So Jones says, his name is Phil Jones, everything I share may sound simple, but simple does not necessarily mean easy. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. So one of the most common reasons we all fail to introduce our idea or our product or our service to others is the fact that we're fearful of the rejection we might receive. So one of the first set of magic words that he talks about in chapter 1 is, I'm not sure if this is for you, but. And we use that a lot in our community. Opening a statement with the words, I'm not sure if this is for you, causes the listener's subconscious brain to hear, oh, well, there's no pressure here. And by suggesting that they may not be interested, they naturally their intrigue is increased. So they also wonder what the it is. The word but negates what comes before it. So, right, if you have an employer and they say, Cheryl, you are such a valuable employee and we love what you do here, and then the word but comes, I haven't heard anything before the word but. All I'm going to listen to is what they say after. So that sort of works in our advantage if we say, I'm not sure if this is for you, but I'm having a salad party on Sunday and you're welcome to join us. I'm not sure if this is for you or not, but do you know someone with kids that don't eat a lot of green vegetables? I'm not sure if this is for you or not, but our shakes are made with all plants and I'd hate for you to miss out. You know, I'm just coming up with kind of different ideas there. And then the second chapter and the second set of magic words is when you're introducing a new idea, start with, how open-minded are you? And this will naturally attract people towards the very thing that you want them to support, because everyone wants to be open-minded. So first question, would you be open-minded about giving this a chance? I saw last week on my Facebook, there was a gal, you know, she used to take my classes. She doesn't even belong to the health club anymore. And she had a picture of her cute new grandbaby. And she mentioned she was so sick that she couldn't see him for a while. So I knew I needed to respond to this in some sort of way, especially since I have a newer grandchild as well, you know. And so I said, it sounds like you're on the struggle bus of illness in your house. Not seeing the grandbaby is the kicker. And then I just left it at that. And she said, I had influenza B and it took me 2 weeks to get over it. I've never been that sick before. So this was right the very day that Sharon asked, Cheryl, can you do the first 2 chapters in this book? And I'm like, oh, well, now I'm going to have to make sure that I use this and make sure that I'm really, you know, typing it and writing it to people. So I just said to her, sorry to hear that. I know I could help you with that. Are you open? I didn't say, are you open-minded, but I did say, are you open to learning more about getting your immune system stronger? And she got right back to me and said, most definitely. So that opened the door. You know, I don't have a sale or anything with her yet, but we are having back and forth conversation about the videos that she's watched. And I really feel that the verbiage of would you be open really helped me to get into that conversation. So thank you, Sharon.
Wow, great job, Cheryl. And thanks for making it applicable for us as well. I really appreciate that. And I've written that question down. I may have to ask a few more people about their immune system if they're open to having a stronger immune system. So Ann Ison's going to come and share with us. I think it's on chapter 3 and 6. Ann, are you there? You might need to unmute yourself if you haven't, if you're there.
Yes, I'm here now.
Okay.
Okay.
I figured you were. I just didn't see it.
Yeah, I was like talking, of course, and didn't unmute. So thank you for asking me to share. And it just kind of took me back to refreshing myself on this book and reminding myself of what a great book it is. So if you don't have this book, it's a great little handbook for all of us, and to reread and reread, because it really kind of brought back a lot of thoughts for me. So I just want to say up front, asking questions is still work in progress for me, but I'm really learning that it does set for better conversations and meeting people where they are. So to influence others, we must be aware of how to control a conversation. So many times in conversations, people are standing their ground of being right with their thoughts and beliefs because they really do believe they know best. This oftentimes is very frustrating for us, and it's difficult. So I can tell you for sure I'm not a confrontational person, and I don't want to get in argumentative conversations with other people, especially sharing our products and business. But then again, we want to stand our ground and we want to get our point across. So we go to the question of, what do you know? So I'm going to share a few examples of conversations I've had, and these are a few of my most common lead-ins and some questions I've asked. And just know your questions are going to be different depending on your conversations and what direction they're going. And we're going to be in tune to that because we're going to learn to listen better. So these are some examples. With no disrespect, what do you know about the research of the vitamins you take? Have you checked into that? Do you know if they're absorbing in your body? Next, you said you couldn't use soy. I was that person at one time myself, just curious. What do you know about the non-GMO water wash soy in our Complete? Have you checked that out? You said you weren't interested in our Complete due to the amounts of sugar. What do you know about the sugar and how our Complete is sweetened? If I send you a video, would you be open to learning more about that? You said you weren't interested in our products because you can get the same benefits from other products a lot cheaper. Hope you don't mind me asking, but what do you know about our fruit, vegetable, and berry plant powders? You said you aren't interested in our business because you don't do businesses like this. I said the same thing years ago. What do you know about the Juice Plus company and our compensation plan? So moving on to the next chapter, the next question relates to motivation. And the meaning of motivation is a reason to move or a reason to do. So the real world tells us that people will work far harder to avoid a potential loss than they will to achieve a potential gain. Greater than that is the fact that the more contrast you can create between where somebody does not want to be and where they hope to be, the more likely you are to get people to move. So even though not always possible, if the reason is big enough, we are more likely to get someone to do just about anything, but we have to understand how people are motivated. So something has to feel right before it makes sense. People do make decisions based on what feels right and emotions. So we want to get people excited about their future and give them a reason to move either toward the good news or away from the bad news. So here are some examples I've used with the question, how would you feel if? How would you feel if, as a busy mom, you no longer had to worry about how you were going to get much needed fruits and vegetables in your child's body every day? How would you feel if you could wake up every morning with passion and purpose to make a difference in people's lives? Would this bring you joy? How would you feel if you had an extra income every month to help cover unexpected expenses? How would you feel if you didn't have to worry about your retirement and where the money will come from as you age? How would you feel if you had time freedom to spend more time with your children, your grandchildren, and your family? How would you feel if you could get your stress-causing debts paid off? How would you feel if you could go on a fun vacation every year and not worry about where the money would come from? So those are just a few examples I've used in using these questions. So moving on.
Thanks, Ann. Thank you so much. I love it. How would you feel? Those are always good questions. So for sure. Thank you. So we're going to move over to Deanne Broderson, who's going to cover 19 and
20.
19 and 20. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm going to quickly wrap up. One of the best things that we can do for somebody who has decided to take a look is to help them to make a decision. And it's not because the person that we're dealing with is not intelligent or anything like that, but they've never been on Juice Plus before. They've never experienced it before. They've never had health changes in their health and with their family before. So they're really going on trust. So you really have to take them by the hand and help them through that process. So chapter 19 is, if I can, will you? And we've covered this question so many times in various aspects. If I, will you? And it's really talking about when a customer or prospect pushes back against what we're trying to help them with. And so it's if I, you said that you couldn't come to the event because, your car is on the fritz. If I drop by and pick you up and take you home, can you come? Kind of eliminating that argument. You said that you felt like the product was more expensive than what you wanted to spend. If I could show you a way to offset the cost by helping your family get healthier, would you be open to looking at an option like that? If I can, will you? So that's one. We've covered it many, many times, but it's good for a reason. If I can, will you? And the next chapter is really titled Enough. And it's the outline of it is giving a person two choices and saying, if directing them toward the choice you want them to make and saying, is that enough for you? But I like this sentence here, ensuring that you have the correct quantities to make ensuring that they have the correct quantities to make a habit of using your products can be a key component of them being happy as a customer. So I like to give people at this hand-holding stage options. If you were to make a decision about Juice Plus, what are the types of products that you're looking at that, based on our conversation, what do you think you would choose? Would you like to go over the options? And then I usually give them 3 options. I tell them what I take, which is the top. I take the quad. I also do the shakes and the bars and all that. But typically we're talking about the Juice Plus. And I said, some people start there. A lot of people really love the trio blend of the fruit, vegetable, and berry. And then sometimes people start at the lower end of the fruit and vegetable. Where do you see yourself? And a lot of times I don't even talk about the cost at this point. Sometimes if they're cost conscious, we will talk about that. So I like to kind of take them through what it would be like if they got started. So just I guess my message is, take them through the process of what it would look like and let them choose what it is best for them. If they choose to get the fruit and vegetable, I will say, that's a great place to start. I actually started there because I didn't know the berry existed. And maybe that's something you'll want to add later on. But starting with 20 fruits and vegetables, getting more into your system, great, wonderful. Because I don't want them to feel overwhelmed by the price if price is an issue for them. I want them to get what they feel is affordable for them. My personal opinion is if people knew what Juice Plus was, they would crawl on broken glass to get it. So, the price wouldn't matter. But, for me personally, my viewpoint on the price is it pays me to take it. I am healthier today and have less cost in my life because I take it. So it actually pays me to take it. It's zero or it's negative, it doesn't cost anything. So that's all I have to say. Sharon, back to you.
That's perfect. And Jay Martin is really he teaches a lot about options and not overwhelming people with too much stuff to start, but bringing them on. And it's better to start with the duo, like you said, and then come up. So thank you, ladies. I just want to give a shout out that tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. And Cammie created the cutest little graphic that we could text or messenger to our customers. It's on the Facebook page, the team Facebook page. I'll repost it in our Boxer chat for you all to see. But it is, it's just a fun little way to say thank you and that we appreciate our customers. And then I am working on some kind of letter that we could send out to our customers right now. I think more than ever, everybody, this is a good time to be in connection with your customers, thanking them, encouraging them, educating, building belief that their whole families, not just one or two or not just the mom, everybody in that family needs to be on Juice Plus. So this is a good time for us to be reinforcing what we have. So I want to thank all of you for being here. Thank you, Sally and Ann and Cheryl and Deanne for sharing with us tonight. And guys, if you have any questions, if you need some support, if you need encouragement, reach out to somebody because we're all about community. That's one of the core values of the Juice Plus company is community. And together we are strong and together we are better. So don't stay isolated, stay connected, and stay tuned for lots of great online events. Thanks, Sally, for opening up some of these online, because I know that Power of a Plant with Debbie Walton is absolutely phenomenal. That girl is on fire. So you guys, let's have a super week. Love you, be blessed, stay healthy, and keep strong. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Love you guys.
Good night.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Great job. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.